The View studio was alive with the familiar buzz of energy that only a live broadcast could generate. Lights gleamed off the polished surfaces of the set, reflecting the excitement of the audience, whose chatter and applause created a low, constant hum that filled the room. The anticipation for the day's episode was palpable. Social media had been abuzz for days, teasing Robin Roberts' appearance, and fans had filled the seats with posters, signs, and excited chatter. It was the kind of day when every detail mattered: the cameras, the lighting, the cues, the timing of each laugh or reaction, and everyone from the producers to the interns felt the weight of the live audience and the millions watching from home. Robin Roberts entered the studio with her signature grace, immediately drawing the attention of everyone present. She wore a tailored, elegant navy dress, its simplicity underscoring her natural poise and confidence. Her smile was warm but reserved, a subtle acknowledgement of the applause that greeted her. The audience erupted into cheers, and the energy in the room surged as she walked to her seat at the panel. She nodded politely to fans, waving gently but maintaining her professional composure. Even in that moment of fanfare, there was a calm authority in her movements, a quiet reminder of her years of experience in front of the camera. Joy Behar, seated among the regular hosts, greeted Robin with her trademark energy and a broad, playful grin. "Robin, welcome to The View. We're thrilled to have you here. I'm sure our audience is dying to hear all your stories," she said, her tone simultaneously warm and mischievous, hinting at the probing questions she was known for. Robin responded with her signature calm and steady demeanor. "Thank you, Joy. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to the conversation," she said, her voice measured and confident, the kind that commands attention without force. As the cameras rolled, the show began smoothly, with Robin and the hosts engaging in friendly banter about her career highlights and achievements. The conversation initially touched on lighter topics: her experiences reporting on significant events, memorable interviews with public figures, and personal anecdotes from her life and career. Robin shared these with a subtle humor and reflective tone that kept the audience engaged. Her answers were thoughtful and articulate, a balance of insight and charm that made it easy to see why she was respected by both colleagues and viewers. The audience responded enthusiastically to the opening segment, clapping at the right moments and laughing at her understated jokes. There was a sense of comfort in watching Robin, a feeling that despite the high-energy environment of daytime television, she remained grounded, composed, and authentic. Her presence seemed to calm the set, creating a contrast to Joy's sometimes provocative energy. However, as often happened when Joy Behar sensed an opportunity for a lively exchange, the tone shifted. Joy leaned forward, her eyes glinting with curiosity and a hint of challenge. "Robin, you've accomplished so much, and people look up to you for your integrity and poise. But some critics say anchors like you sometimes avoid taking strong stances on controversial topics. How do you respond to that?" Robin's smile remained polite, but there was a subtle shift in her posture, a tightening of her shoulders as she chose her words carefully. "I believe that being thoughtful and responsible is different from avoiding difficult subjects. I focus on engaging where I can make a positive impact while maintaining integrity and accuracy in my reporting. It's not about avoiding issues, it's about approaching them responsibly," she replied, her tone steady, calm, and assertive. Joy, sensing the potential to escalate the conversation, leaned in slightly. "But don't you think some people might interpret that as neutrality being complacency? Especially viewers who see you as a role model." Robin's expression hardened just slightly, her voice taking on a firmer edge without losing its composure. "Neutrality in journalism is about presenting facts fairly. It doesn't mean I'm silent on issues of morality or humanity. My responsibility is to inform, not to perform for the camera. I will not compromise my principles to satisfy assumptions or provoke drama." The audience began to murmur, sensing the shift from light-hearted conversation to a tense exchange. Cameras lingered on the two women. The contrast between Robin's calm firmness and Joy's teasing but pointed energy was unmistakable. Even the production staff backstage exchanged uneasy glances, realizing that the live broadcast had veered into unpredictable territory. Joy pressed further, leaning closer to Robin, her tone teasing yet insistent. "I understand your professionalism, Robin, but viewers want honesty from the people they admire. Can you tell us what you truly feel when you witness injustice or corruption? Don't you have an opinion?" Robin's gaze was unwavering, her composure absolute. "I have an opinion, Joy, and I act on it where it matters. But I will not engage in a conversation designed to provoke or trap me into saying what others want to hear. My views are shared where they are meaningful, not for the sake of spectacle." A hush fell over the audience. The tension in the room was palpable. What had started as a standard celebrity appearance had transformed into a confrontation of principles. The cameras captured every nuance. Robin's calm authority, Joy's slightly stunned reaction, the shifting expressions of the audience, and the subtle panic of the production team trying to anticipate the next move. The studio was buzzing in a different way after Robin Roberts walked off. The familiar hum of live television had shifted into something tense and unpredictable. Crew members whispered to each other urgently, producers gestured frantically behind monitors, and assistants moved quickly to redirect cameras and lighting in an effort to regain control. The commercial break had been called abruptly, leaving a palpable silence in its wake, as if the studio itself was collectively holding its breath. The audience, initially shocked, was murmuring, some excitedly discussing what they had just witnessed, others simply trying to process it. Everyone in the room knew that a rare moment of live television history had just unfolded, one that would be replayed countless times online and dissected for weeks. Backstage, Robin took a moment to gather herself. The hallway was quieter than the chaos on set, the soft hum of air conditioning and distant voices the only sounds. She sipped water, her posture composed and deliberate, and exhaled slowly, allowing herself a moment to reflect. Though calm, she was acutely aware of the ripple effect her actions had caused, not just among the live audience but across social media and the press. Her decision to leave the set had been intentional and measured, a demonstration of personal boundaries and professional integrity. She had stood her ground with grace, refusing to allow a conversation to be framed in a way that misrepresented her or compromised her values. Meanwhile, the production team scrambled to manage the fallout on set. Kelly Clarkson, who had been guiding the broadcast in the meantime, returned to the cameras with a carefully measured smile. "Well, sometimes live television throws us a curveball," she said, her voice steady but tinged with the faintest trace of surprise. "And today, we certainly experienced one." The audience responded with polite applause, some cheering in appreciation of Robin's decisive exit, others still murmuring in disbelief. Kelly transitioned to a pre-recorded segment, a feel-good story meant to shift the energy back to lighter content, but the tension lingered. It was impossible to erase the impact of what had just happened, the memory of Robin's calm authority and refusal to be provoked lingering in the minds of every viewer and crew member. Social media erupted almost instantly. Clips of Robin standing firmly, stating her refusal to continue, and walking off the set went viral within minutes. Fans praised her for her courage and integrity, sharing hashtags like #RobinStands, #RespectBoundaries, and #TheViewClash. Twitter threads debated her composure, her calm assertiveness, and the wisdom in walking away rather than engaging in a battle that would compromise her professionalism. Instagram Reels and TikTok videos replayed the moment, with some users highlighting her precise gestures and controlled expressions, analyzing how she managed to convey both firmness and grace without raising her voice. Backstage, producers were frantically coordinating with the network's PR team. Statements were drafted, social media teams monitored viewer reactions, and executives debated whether the incident would have a positive or negative impact on the show's image. Some argued that Robin's exit might be interpreted as defiance, while others emphasized that it had showcased her unwavering integrity, setting a standard for respect and self-control in the high-pressure environment of live television. The consensus, however, was clear: the segment had gone viral for a reason, and Robin's firm stance was being widely admired. Robin's own team remained close by, offering support and ensuring she was comfortable while leaving the studio. Her agent approached, concerned about the public's reaction and possible backlash, but Robin shook her head gently. "Everything I needed to say was said," she remarked, her voice calm and deliberate. "I walked off with dignity, and that's all that matters. I don't need to justify my principles any further." Her quiet confidence reflected the same poise she had exhibited during the confrontation, a reminder that she controlled the narrative of her own story. On the set, Kelly attempted to transition seamlessly into other topics, guiding the audience through uplifting human interest stories and light entertainment segments. The audience clapped politely, but the energy had shifted permanently. Many viewers were still discussing Robin's actions, replaying the moment in their minds and on their phones. It was evident that the confrontation had left a mark. The mix of admiration, surprise, and tension was undeniable. Crew members whispered about how rare it was to witness a celebrity assert themselves in such a firm yet respectful manner on live television. Outside the studio, journalists and media commentators weighed in on the incident. Television blogs, Entertainment news outlets, and even mainstream news programs replayed the segment repeatedly, analyzing Robin's body language, tone, and composure. Discussions ranged from praise for her courage to debates over Joy Behar's approach to questioning her. Many commentators highlighted Robin's ability to maintain calm authority under pressure, refusing to escalate the conflict while still asserting her boundaries. It became a case study in professionalism, restraint, and self-respect.